Hello, you are listening to, and I don't know what camera to look at.
Do we need to look at a camera?
I don't think we do. We should look at each other. It's not very engaging, is it? Right. Hello, you are listening to the Between Sets podcast, or the Between Sets, because I got told off last time.
Yeah.
The reason why we are sounding very different, I should probably stop moving so much, actually. The microphone's probably...
Yeah, it's really like cameras make me... I've said this before, cameras make me feel weird, and now there's loads of them.
Yeah, you are listening to... What's this in my pocket? Oh yeah, lens cap.
Fucking hell.
You are listening. The reason why we sound so different, if you're listening to us on Spotify, or Apple Music, or Amazon Music, or other platforms, is we're in the shed. We're not really in the shed. We're in a garage. We're in the gym.
Yeah, we're in the gym.
We're in the lab. You can't see it on the camera, but we'll.
There'll be some stuff. You should see that. He'll make that work. So we are here. You've not been in here much. You've seen it once before.
Yeah, I saw before and after, basically.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you've not uploaded a before and after.
Yeah, just...
Like changing room style.
I don't know. You know, you get all the time lapses and stuff like this. Well, there's a large element that can't be asked. Like what you would have seen in the changing of this from what is a home garage basically into this is me getting the raging arsehole with a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Could have been funny, but the last thing on my mind was actively setting up a camera and thinking, I'm going to film myself being a prick.
Yeah.
You know, it is one of them.
Otherwise, you run out of footage, wouldn't you?
Yeah, the phone would have died a long, slow death. But so here we are.
Yes, we are in the lab. I don't know how many episodes we're going to be doing here. It's a bit of a what was it, 20-minute setup?
It's a bit of a setup, yeah. I don't know where to look. Like
you can look anywhere.
It's engaging.
Cameras. So people that are looking at us on YouTube, I'm looking right at the lens here now. We both are. And then there's another lens here as well. And the reason why we have two cameras is to try and keep you guys engaged. The ones that are watching us, the ones that choose to watch us, which actually, it's about a 50-50% now.
Really?
It started off like 10% YouTube.
Okay.
And now more people are wanting to see one of our faces, and I'm not sure which ones.
Interesting.
I'm assuming it's you. I'm not the best at looking.
Well, I don't have a voice for radio, but maybe YouTube could be my thing. I don't know.
This is it. You've got a face for TV, but a voice for...
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, just shut up. Just shut the fuck up. Okay, it's interesting. Well, in that case, if you're watching us on YouTube, why aren't you subscribed? Because I looked at this earlier, and our subscribers are low compared to the amount of viewership we actually are getting now. So do us a little favour, just give it a little click.
Click.
What do they say on the videos? They say... and
like, subscribe.
Press the bell. You've got to press the bell, because then you get notifications about...
Mike loves it when he presses his bell. The way you looked at the camera there. You have to go on YouTube just for that look.
Yeah.
We could be memes now.
We could. I'm okay with it.
Are they called memes or memes? I don't know.
Not that one.
That's the whole of the episode, I think.
Why is it? There's the who's the old guy, like the most interesting man in the world?
Me?
Well, you've got a beard, but he says like, I don't often do this, but when I do, it's, you remember that?
What are you on about?
The memes.
The memes?
The memes, yeah. The most interesting man in the world, like the grey-haired fella.
Oh, right, yeah.
He got really famous from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got like brand endorsed.
I think he's on Cameo now. So random. Cameo, you don't know how to... Is it Cameo? Yeah, Cameo. So basically it's like... borderline A-list, probably like Z-list, really.
Hello.
Celebrities.
Yeah.
Where they're, to be fair, so you know the guy from In-Betweeners?
Which one?
The one that fucks everyone, but or claims to.
Oh, Jay. Yeah.
Jay from In-Betweeners.
Yeah.
He's actually broken world records on Cameo. So he makes £1,000 a day on just creating videos.
Weird.
That are just like people request them. Like, can you wish my mate happy birthday?
Oh, I see. And they can request like
50 quid.
Random videos saying.
Yeah.
Okay,
I've done a couple before. It's quite funny.
Interesting.
So like normally if you see people that are like TikTok famous, they'll be on Cameo.
Interesting.
Or like people that you haven't seen on TV in a while.
I think I've heard about, I don't know if it is that, but it probably is, to be there, on Radio X as one of the radio guys. Yeah. He does like one of the voices on Peppa Pig. He does like voice acting alongside his radio stuff. And people request random voice messages or like videos from him.
Yeah, that's it. And if you've got a nice voice, like I've bumped into about 4 or 5 voice actors now networking. There's one of them you can tell because they've got a really nice voice and they talk proper. Like every time you talk to them, it sounds like you're listening to Travel.
Okay.
It's so weird.
Yeah. I always think this about like the guy who does like the EA Sports.
EA Sports.
All that kind of like. Imagine having that voice.
The thing is, he doesn't have it on. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
Like, there's a guy that I've met, and I'm like, you must be putting that on 24/7.
Yeah.
You can't sound like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, imagine that in their bedroom.
That's just their voice, yeah.
The bedroom, imagine that.
Yeah.
It's in the game. Time you come.
I mean,
It's in your ass.
Jesus Christ.
I think I'm going to have to bleep that.
So much fucking editing.
EA Sports.
Oh dear.
I've always wanted to do that. I feel like my voice, like, we've touched base on voicing a little bit with your southern. Is it South African? No, what is it? South African accent.
Yeah. It's really difficult
Which
to do.
sounds very New Zealandish.
Yeah, well, do you know what? This will probably sound really bad because we're insulting multiple nations of people here. But they do genuinely sound a little bit similar. It makes no sense because geographically.
Can you do
like,
both then?
I wouldn't know where to start with New Zealand.
Oh,
I would try New Zealand and it would come out somewhere around Aussie, I would imagine, but probably mildly racist.
Have you ever seen Flight of the Conchords? Because that's such a good show.
Yes, yeah.
That's a New Zealand sort of...
Oh, it was... there was a band from New Zealand as well that did the 4 chord song. You must have heard that.
Yes.
Axis of Awesome. They might...
Yeah, that's good.
They are New Zealand?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. They sounded it anyway.
Yeah, fair.
It's over them or Australia. It's very hard. They're very close to each other.
One or the other, yeah.
Thing is, Australia's such a massive continent.
Yes.
And yet the range of accent is so similar from one end to the other.
Yeah, I get it.
Whereas of like England, it's like a toenail compared to the size of a
this is the weird thing. And for anyone that's not from the UK listening to this, because I know we have some people genuinely all over the place at this point, but Mancunian accent, so people from Manchester, there's a definite difference between them and Bolton.
Oh, really?
Right, so
right next to each other?
Yeah, Bolton is literally on the outskirts of it. But if I say Paddy McGuinness, Bolton.
Bokes. It says Bokes. I fucking hate the way this. And movies.
Yeah.
Like,
but then if you hear if you hear the Mancunian accent, like your Liam Gallagher's of the world, like really, really distinct, and that is genuinely a 15-minute drive. Like
it's odd, isn't it?
From leaving Manchester, Bolton is like hardly any distance. But then you go to like America. Texas is like the size of the UK, and it's just one accent.
Yeah.
I
don't understand accents anyway.
No.
Because, like, to be fair, I've been to Scotland, and I feel like the Scottish accent, it's like AIDS. Like, you've only got to be there a day, and you've got it. You've got it for some reason. I don't know what it is, but you come back and you've got a twang to it.
But equally, Edinburgh, Glasgow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
You couldn't have two more different accents in terms of how they speak, and then you go up the road. I say up the road a little bit. Probably a good few hours drive, but Aberdeen is then just like could be a different language, might not even be English because I can't understand it at all. I used to work with a fella from Aberdeen, and I genuinely got to the point where niceties kind of left. And I said, "Ian, you got to slow down, mate. I can't even understand a single word you're saying."
There's times like we're watching Bake Off at the minute, and every season there's always someone that you can barely understand.
Yeah.
And a lot of time you would be racist to point it out.
Yeah.
But it's like, right? But it is like they should have subtitles.
So one of my clients, Don. So I know he listens to this, and he basically his kid is in school at the moment and is actively having to discuss moving his kid from certain classes because of two of his teachers, and they can't they cannot understand her. Like I think she has
especially at that age.
Well, yeah, this is the thing. She's like, what, 11, 12, that sort of age? And they have I think they've got a Nigerian physics teacher or something like that, and then or science teacher at that sort of age. And then they have an Indian lady who teaches maths. I'm sure they're very lovely people, but their accents are so strong that she just can't learn in the class because she can't understand what they're saying. And it's like, well, on the one hand, is that racist to say, but equally, like, pragmatism?
I think what's quite racist as well, I think.
Hi guys, welcome to the lab, we're racist in here.
I've got to point this out, I'm really sorry, and I'd love to see if people agree with me. Is like, we had it in our school.
KKK are tuning in.
We had it at our school where you had quite a strong Indian woman.
Okay.
Not as in strong, but her accent.
Deadlift a lot.
Probably deadlift a lot as well. Teaching English. And I'm like, there's some sort of irony here.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a really interesting thing now. So when I was way younger, I learned German from the age of like 4. For whatever reason, it was just something that was done in my
You're
school.
going to say from the age of 9?
No,
Carry
don't
on.
do that. Fucking hell. Don't edit that.
Why did you...
There's your knee jerk
Every time you
reaction.
say 9, your
Jesus.
arm goes up.
No.
You're a therapist. I
Oh,
think.
sorry, German friends. I have German friends as well. I shouldn't do that. But so I've learned this because I actually play some games online with friends from Germany
Oh, yeah.
who I've known for like 10 plus years. We started gaming when we were like in university, basically. And so,
I'm assuming it wasn't Minesweeper.
no, it's Dota. That won't mean much to you.
What is that?
This is what I mean. It will be here for ages.
Okay.
But I learned German from the age of about 4 up until the age of about 14-ish, because I did my GCSE early for it, from a lady from Berlin, right? And the same way we've just been talking about accents, that's really distinct, apparently. I can't tell the difference because it's a different language, but the German accent from Berlin is really like distinct from elsewhere in Germany.
Okay.
So now apparently when I speak German, it comes across as from Berlin, if that makes sense.
Oh, I see.
In the
So
same
your
way,
accent when you're speaking German. Okay.
In the same way that if a Scottish person taught people in India how to speak English,
Yeah.
they'd be learning it with like,
We're little bastards in there.
yeah, bastard thing.
You're a bastard.
What does bastard mean? It's a descriptor. It's like punctuation, basically. Sprinkle some bastards
Man.
in there. Yeah.
It just means man. How did we even get onto that subject? I don't know. Voices. I was just talking about voices.
Pass.
Anyway, have you got anything that you wanted to... Because I got nothing on my list.
Oh, okay, right. I mean, just in general, what's been happening with this. So, following on from what we were talking about in the last podcast, obviously wanting to drag the gym project into life now, essentially. So, I have my opinion now on commercial estate agents. It is pretty well established at this point. It's either
We're going to use the word C. We're going to use the C word.
I'm gonna use my vocabulary to dart around that little word there. But it's either a case of genuinely incompetent or it's weaponized incompetence. It's one of the two, because they're either useless or they're actively trying to be useless to put you off of doing certain things. That's my general take
Oh,
on
I see.
on this.
Yeah, like we've been in talks, haven't we, where there's...
Oh my God, just painful.
Yeah, because obviously the units that we're looking at, there's never been a gym there, so you have to put a change of use in. Estate agents, all they want is quick money. That's the whole idea.
They want quick turnover.
Right.
Yep.
And they aim for like 1 or 2 properties a week, which is a pretty decent sum of money, because they'll take back like, I don't know, was it 5% or something?
Yeah, but
normally?
when you think you've got a property there that is in the realms of like $1 million if you were to buy it, or if you're renting it, then it's based on percentage of what the property is worth. It's a decent chunk of money,
100%. And that's all they want. That's all they think. If they can avoid any additional work.
Yeah.
It's like the fish and chip shop down the road. It's like I put an inquiry in about turning it into a potential like either shared office space or a gym, or even like a quick shop, like a protein thing. And they were just like, no, it has to stay a fish and chip shop. I'm like, it doesn't have to.
No, it really doesn't.
You can just apply for change of use.
Yeah, it's not complicated.
And no one's in there now.
No.
It's been what, 11 months?
And this is what's bugging me, right? Some of the units that I've been inquiring about, okay, so there's one next to which is already a fitness facility, but it's the way I describe that is like, I'll use gymnastics, I'll come on to that in a sec, but a gymnastics hall and a ballet studio, right? Somewhat linked because you have to be flexible for both, but they're worlds apart, right? And that was a no because there's already a fitness facility there. Okay, fine, I'm getting my head around that. Then you've got another place which has been vacant for about 6 months. No, you can't have that because you're a new business. But it doesn't make much difference because whatever money I'm giving to you is no different than a other business going in there because they can go bust the same as any new business. If anything, you're more likely to be okay with us for a reasonable amount of time because we've got a chunk of capital to go into it, right? And then another place, which was an actual gymnastics hall, right, is next to what used to be a gym. I know the road, there's parking all the way along it, there's parking out the front, decent space, it's already set to that use class, so it's fine, there'll be no change of use. No, landlord doesn't want a gym there. But the response was so quick, I was like, how do you know that? Like, have they specifically said they don't want this anymore? Because, like, why? Anyway, so it's come down to the fact, like, I got to a point last week where I was just, like, ready to put my own face through a wall because, but just waiting for some inquiries to come back now. So I've submitted some information. And then in theory, hopefully they'll come back to us and go, okay, well, let's entertain it. Let's go down and actually have a discussion about it and we can go see the unit and whatnot. And Jesus Christ.
This is it.
It shouldn't be this difficult to go, hi, I have some money. I want to rent this space from you. Yeah, okay, cool.
This is what I
Because
understand,
that's all there is involved.
Especially with a change of use, because like really, for a gym, all you need is an empty space.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're looking at like a restaurant, you need obviously plumbing, you need like heating, you need a lot of stuff, toilets. Like, I guess we need toilets in a gym, but like
One
we're
or
not,
two toilets, nothing crazy. We don't have to have showers.
Yeah, people aren't going to be eating and drinking.
Yeah, exactly.
They're going to be sweating.
We don't need licensing. We need like insurance. What we need is a box to be able to put some stuff in, and people go in and go, oh, I like it.
Exactly that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not insulting our potential members by voice or whatever, but but yeah. So that's been my week. Fucking it's been one of them.
Yeah. For me, I'm still struggling to juggle the whole thing.
Yeah.
So like yesterday, we went to Chessington for the day. It's my son's turning 3 soon, which is mental, by the way.
That is insane.
Because I think, no, you didn't meet me. You didn't know me before I was a dad, did you? We met each other just after Ted was born.
You just had Ted, I think.
Yeah. And it's just gone so quick. But yeah, anyway, yesterday I was just like, right, I don't want to turn everything off in case people need me. And I didn't put our office on, which I probably should have done.
Yeah.
By 12:30, I had 4 inquiries. And I'm like, it's every single time. Like, when I went away for a week, I averaged 3 inquiries a day.
Jesus.
And I'm like, why can't I just get that in a normal week? No one's contacted me today.
No.
And today I'm not doing anything. Just fucking time it right.
Yeah. It's bizarre. It's weird how that comes about. Like I have the same thing like last night, for example. So I had some spaces come available, filled those spaces up, cool. And I think, okay, that's me at capacity. And then I had an inquiry come through at like 7:30 at night. Like, you know, I'm not bedtime, but it's like, it's definitely switching off time. And it came through and it's like, I do shift work. So I'm kind of thinking, I don't really want to take anyone else on, but shift work, I can make that work, you know. It's like, I don't really want to say no to work. So, okay, cool, take that one. But then that's a case of then taking someone through setup process and setting everyone up in the app. And it's like, okay, 8:30, sure enough. And now we talk through what that person wants, what they want to get out of it, what they can do, and all this kind of stuff. And I think, sleep now. It's just, I get it. It's never ending, but there's worse problems to have than a lot of inquiries. And
100%. It's just the timing.
Yeah.
And like, I just want to spend time with my family. And it's my own fault. Like, really, I should just... Because, like, I've got a system in the background that kind of just gets their answers.
Yeah.
Like, and then they can just, like, book a meeting, and that's it.
Yeah.
But, like, I just... You know what it's like. In the first year of business, you kind of want to have, like, 110% of your customer service.
Yeah. I mean, that's... in theory, like, you're kind of trying to decide on what areas of your business you would outsource first or hire for. For a lot of people, that's going to be the social media and the marketing in particular, marketing and advertising.
Well, I asked this question on LinkedIn the other day, and the biggest answer was accountants.
Yeah, really? Yeah, okay, fair.
Which makes sense.
That'd be the other one, because
there's probably yours as well.
There's legality involved with that. I mean, the thing is, for like sole trader accounts, you can do that by yourself. However, if you fuck that up, there's definite implications for that.
And then it's the opposite as well. You might not be making enough.
Yeah, and it's exactly that. Like, but then you might not be making enough, so then you have to do it yourself. Otherwise, it's not worth it.
No, that's what I meant. As in, like, you're not taking advantage enough of the government scheme.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't know how much tax to claim back.
Yeah,
you don't know
and the thing is, I think if you have it done by your own accountants, you're less likely to get looked into, for one thing.
Yeah.
But then, even if you do get looked into, you've done it all correctly anyway. I know people, I'm not naming names, who are sole traders, and they are claiming for some ludicrous expenses. Like,
what's fun about me is the fact that, like, because I'm a content creator, like my main gig is content creation.
Yeah.
Like, I could put anything and everything as long as I use it in a shoot.
Yeah.
So like the other day, the other day, I'm not sure if I talked about this in the last podcast.
Yeah.
But I bought that hand. It literally is like a pocket-sized leaf blower, right? And I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'm having that. Like, that is amazing. Like, scientifically impossible. How does that even work? Like, you can.
It is absurd. Like, how this thing is like this big,
and it's so powerful.
It's incredibly powerful.
It'd blow your dick off, basically.
Don't ask. But you didn't need that.
But I used it within a week.
No, there's a difference.
I showed you the video.
Yes, there's a difference between
and
using
now
it
I've
and
used
needing it. Yeah.
But now I've used it.
Yeah.
Tax deductible, baby. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
It's just content.
Yeah. Fair.
But I probably could even claim.
But this is exactly what the mega rich do when they buy a yacht. They host some meetings on there. That's
This
it.
is
So
it,
your
yeah.
maintenance is
But
all...
what's funny as well, so I got 4 clients in Cornwall, and we obviously took a holiday to Cornwall, and I'm like, I can claim this back actually.
Yeah.
Like
You're
all the
going for-
fuel,
You're going for meetings and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, 100%.
and I'm like,
not.
boom.
Yep.
I think the government going to owe me money now.
Yeah. And this is the kind of benefit of... I get the feeling like a lot of people who are self-employed don't understand how this shit works.
Yeah.
Like, and what you got no real reason to, because until I started being at least a sole trader, like, you just don't think
Yeah.
about it. Whereas, like, where you pay for fuel to go to your one place of work, where I go to a few different places through massaging, and if I visit someone for PT and whatnot, I'm claiming that back. So I'm claiming back miles on my car, I'm claiming back maintenance on my car, wear and tear, all this kind of stuff. Like, it funds your lifestyle. So then even if you're like sole trader earning less than what you would do in terms of being employed somewhere, your takeaway is probably quite a lot more.
Yeah, I think, like, and if that's something that I put people off going self-employed, then, like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of just struck myself in the deep end, and then I started to realise that I can claim like 5% of my mortgage back. I can claim 100% of like my internet and like my phone and like everything. Like, 5%
Because it's your home office. You know, it's exactly that.
I can claim back so much of like the utility bills and stuff like that. It's unreal.
Yep.
And to the point where like when you're saying to yourself that if you're saying to yourself like I was earning I don't know £3,000 before tax a month, and that equate I don't know what that would equal to. I don't know. So
Call it 2,400.
2,000.
2,400-ish.
Oh, is that it? Okay.
Roughly.
Yeah, 2,400-ish. That means but in your head you're like, but yes, I'm taking home £2,500, and I could make £2,500. But really, I need to make £3,000 to be breaking even. I'm like, no, it doesn't work like that.
Nope.
There's a lot more you can claim back.
Yep, 100%. And you set your money aside for tax at the end of the year. And the way I treat that is like, I'm going to set aside the maximum possible amount that I need to for tax each year. While by the time the end of the tax year comes and I get my accounts come through from my accountant, cool, I get a nice little bonus. Job done. And that's the way I treat it. It's like I try not to imagine like this is money I have access to on a monthly basis. I think that's kind of how people get into caught out with tax bills at the end of the year. Because set aside more than you need to, within reason. But then by the end of the year, okay, cool, we get a nice little refund or like from your tax account as a bonus, and then you might get a tax rebate as well.
Yeah,
that often happens,
Yeah. So I've already got a tax rebate. I've only been self-employed like I don't know how long.
Yep, certainly happens.
It's good.
The one thing I would say for anyone that is looking at becoming a sole trader or being self-employed in the next year or so is looking at your payment on account. Did that get you?
The what?
Payment on account.
What's that?
So you don't pay your tax in one chunk. Essentially, you pay it by January 31st and then July 31st, whatever it is. And the idea is that HMRC try to account for the fact that a lot of people stop being sole traders immediately and then won't have the access to that money to then pay their tax. So they get you to pay 1.5 times what your tax bill initially is first.
Oh, I see.
So some people get kind of caught out by that, going, "Oh, I can't afford that now." So in your first year of trading, first 6 months or so, set aside more, essentially.
There's noises happening from outside, so I apologise if you can hear that. Where are we?
Hello?
It's right outside. That's funny.
There'll be a car starting in a sec.
It's like the Truman Show. You know exactly what's going to happen.
Hello?
What are we talking about? Yeah, business.
There it is.
There we go. That's loud.
Yeah.
Louder than your car, anyway, isn't it?
Mine's silent, baby.
We're looking at cars at the minute, actually. So my wife's got a Mini, 3-door, and we're definitely going to have another kid at some point in the next couple of years, right?
Yeah.
And there's no way.
Not happening.
There's like she struggled anyway when Ted was a baby.
Yeah.
Because you had to like pull the seat forward and put him, and then you got to twist him around because you can't face forward.
Yeah.
So much hassle.
Yeah.
So we've been looking at electric cars for her because all she does is just drives to Mason and back 4 days a week. Not even that, 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, we're looking at that because I think she just needs a bigger car.
Yeah.
I mean, I said to her like she's too scared to drive my car though.
Right. Okay. Why?
She's too, I don't know. She's.
Your car is
we've already been racist. I don't want to be sexist.
Okay.
But women.
Okay. I mean, your car is no bigger than hers, really. It's just up.
It's much bigger than hers. Hers is tiny. Hers is like a go-kart.
It's lower, but in terms of the actual like square footage of the car, I don't think it's much bigger.
Oh my god, mate! Minis
Really?
are mini. Minis are tiny.
I don't see Minis as that small anymore.
The boot. You can't.
Okay.
I can't even fit a backpack in the boot.
Right. Okay. Fair.
It's unreal.
Yeah.
And like there's no leg space in the back either.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good shelf.
I mean, Tash used to have a Fiat 500. One, never buy those cars. Fiat, fuck you, quite frankly. She had one that was a lease, which there wasn't many problems with that.
The thing is, leasing is so the way forward.
It's just convenient.
No, it's not even convenient. It's the fact that like we've done the maths, right?
Yeah.
We're looking at a brand new MG.
Okay.
Right. Through Octopus as well, but believe it or not. So Octopus, if you take up their energy stuff,
Yep.
they basically will offer you like these range of brand new cars for almost nothing.
Yep.
£270 a month, right?
Okay, yeah,
for
nice.
a brand new MG,
Yep.
fully electric. Worth.
They're actually really good cars now.
Yeah, I think they're worth like 35. I can't really remember.
Yeah.
But by the time you take into consideration the miles that you've done and the 3 years, by the time your 3-year lease has ended,
Yep.
that you couldn't sell that car for the amount of money you spent on it.
No, exactly that. And this is exactly my logic with leasing. Because people see it as, oh, you're paying out money each month. Yes, you are. But you buying a car, if you're getting a new car, that's going to tank in depreciation. Yeah. And to an extent, even used cars, because you can do used car leases now.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm on about as well. Yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah, perfect. Your depreciation is less on what you're paying in leasing than what you'd be paying per month.
Does that tell you how much I pay for my car?
No, go on.
All right, so just put it into perspective for everyone watching or listening, right? It's a Nissan Qashqai, a couple of years old.
Yep.
It was 40,000 miles, right? It's absolutely like done. Like it was like perfect, and it includes maintenance. So like,
okay, nice.
if you need the MOT done, if you need tyres on it, if your windscreen goes, or just the odd stuff, like if anything happens to the suspension or whatever, you haven't got to worry about it. Literally, you haven't got to worry about any additional outgoings.
Yep.
Guess how much I pay a month for that?
Maintenance included. How many miles you doing a year? That what's on the contract?
It's 10,000 a year.
And it's a couple of years old. I'll say 250.
So that's a bargain in itself, right?
Yeah.
That's a bargain in itself.
Yeah.
You'd normally be thinking about 400, wouldn't you?
For a Qashqai with like maintenance stuff on it and
like it's got everything. It's got cameras on it. It's got everything. It's even got a panoramic roof.
Yeah.
£195 a month I pay.
Madness.
And I'm like, there's no way if I bought that car, it was worth £22,000.
Nope.
There's no way if you take off 195 times 36.
Yep.
I couldn't sell it for that.
No, of course you couldn't.
So you're better off just leasing cars.
That's 2,400 times 3. That's £7,200 over the 3 years that you're spending on that car. Like, there's no way you're getting a cheap car for that. You're just not.
In 3 years' time,
unreliable that
in
car
3
would
years'
be.
time, you'd be lucky to get 10 grand for that.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing for me is, I change my mind a lot. So once I've had a car for 3 years, I'm going to think, I kind of want to change it. I don't have to fanny around buying and selling cars.
So you
which
like
I've done
cars?
before.
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big car man.
I'm not. Do you know what? I'm not. It's not like I have to have a new car every 6 months or every year or whatever else. But every 3 years, I find cars are updating relatively quickly these days. You know, so
Especially electric.
like my Audi. Yeah, exactly. That. So my Audi, for example, that's one of their first like electric models. But already you can see the interior is changing. Like from that, if you go back 2 years previous, the interiors are
Oh
now
yeah,
look
100%.
old,
Yeah.
like really dated.
I used to be obsessed with Land Rover interiors because they would change every 2 years, and it would look so sexy.
And these
But for
days,
me, it's just efficiency now. Like cameras, yes. Like if it drives itself, amazing.
that's it for me. I want to be comfortable in the car.
Yeah.
I want it to be as easy. If I can get a car that drives itself, perfect.
Yeah.
Because I can drive and I can drive
just
well,
but by drive itself, we mean like follows the car in front. So when you put it in cruise control, it stops when the car and stops in front of you.
Yeah.
Annoyingly, you have to put the accelerator back on, don't you?
Yes,
when the car goes forward, otherwise you could just fall asleep.
Yeah.
But like yesterday we drove to Chessington, and I'm not sure. So yesterday in real life was Monday. Whoever's listening to this. It was last Monday.
a week ago. Exactly a week ago.
It was the 21st of October. A lorry decided to just slightly come off course and just explode.
Yeah.
and the whole M25 was just closed for 24 hours, which is like unheard of.
Yep.
You think they'd have a better sort of process in place? When we drove back from Chessington,
it wasn't the truck itself. They can get rid of that pretty quickly. The problem was the fire was that bad; it melted the road.
oh really?
Yeah, so they had to emergency retarmac.
Jesus Christ, that's mental.
Yeah.
Now I know. Thanks for that. You know more than me. I was there. But as I was driving back, obviously everyone was stopping to fucking look at it. It was like driving past Stonehenge. God, it's ridiculous.
That's the worst place in the country, by the way.
Why would you put? And I know it's not up to us because we're not aliens. But either way, why would aliens put rocks right next to a road? Or I'm assuming that came first. So why did you put a fucking road right next to some rocks?
Put it a mile away.
Plus, why is everyone looking at rocks anyway? What's that about? I don't really understand Stonehenge.
Everyone slows down.
I'm not a history guy.
But no one really knows what they are anyway, from what I understand.
Some guy
think it was like
just
druids
put rocks on the rocks and thought aliens did that.
Yeah, well, this,
I don't understand. I'm assuming it's aliens. People are thinking it's aliens, right?
or druids or
Druids?
witches.
What's this fucking World of Warcraft?
I don't know. That area of the world is like all druidy, aren't they? Like Wales and Cornwall and that kind of.
But
Gubbins.
I don't really understand
I hate that stretch of road. You go from dual carriageway, you finish like M3, you go to dual carriageway, and then you're on single lane roads. Motorways don't really exist in Cornwall or Devon.
We got the 8. We just lost loads of footage.
We just lost you for about
25 to 30 minutes.
Yeah.
But
I can't remember, where did it cut off?
so we cut it off. So we were just talking about Stonehenge, I think. I don't know what we were talking about after that. We ranted on about other stuff. However, we've just been given a second life here.
Yeah.
Let's talk about stuff that the listeners might want to actually fucking listen to.
You missed out on us rambling about God knows what.
But so this episode's going to be called The Lab, right?
Yep.
And this is where we are right now. Unfortunately, we can't take you around the place. But what have you got here? Let's talk us through it, Mike. Talk us through it.
So all the equipment is MirrorFit.
Never heard of that one.
No, I mean, I'd come across them before, but it's really good quality stuff.
Yeah.
Like, everything is just solid. Every bit of equipment I've had so far, I've had no gripes with it. Some assembly snagging, where they'll put a video together and just go, magically you do this. Doesn't work out that way. You have to really fiddle with stuff.
Was it not like, when you order stuff on Amazon now, you can pay like 70 quid and they like assemble it for you?
No, there was no option with that. So the equipment works out as a lot cheaper, but there's no option for assembly. It's like you just crack on and do it. But like,
how many YouTube videos did you watch to get this?
It's their own individual videos where you've got the instructions and it's like, no, I'm not, no. that's just going to burn my brain. But like on the cables there, you see those, there's kind of like a thread bolt in.
Yeah.
And they say, on the video, they say, and now you push the wheel down and you just bolt it in. And I'm there, I'm not joking, I'm going red in the face trying to shove this wheel into this to like stabilise the cable, and it was not going. And all you have to do is just unwind it a few turns. They don't tell you it has to be like locked up tight. It's just little stuff like that. But otherwise,
now you're an expert.
Really, really impressed with the equipment. Like this rack weighs probably about 300 kilos in total. It is solid. A lot of weights, really nice looking weights as well. Let's see if I can grab a 20 kilo plate just to sit on my lap. They're all quite pretty.
It's not a cat this time, it's a weight.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Why the camouflage look?
Well, I figured it's quite dark in here anyway. I was going for the industrial look, so kind of black. You won't see this, but there's like a bare brick wall.
Yeah.
Offset with a little bit of industrial or cool lighting. And then I thought, I need a bit of colour. So I thought I'd go for the camo, like splash colour kind of look.
Colour splash.
Yeah, the cables are really nice. Just really so great. If you're a commercial gym goer, you'll know how rare it is to, you get onto a cable and you can actually use it for an extended period of time without being a cable hog. I can do whatever I want here. I can hog the cables. I do mad supersets. Like I'll set the bench up and I'll do incline dumbbell press into cable
You've
flies,
also not
into
got to
cable
snap
press.
at 4 a.m. in the morning then?
There are people around there though,
On a Sunday, there's definitely not.
No, fair. But I've got all the attachments I could want. Like,
so do you just live in here now?
Yeah, it's great. Like my mate was over here on Sunday for a workout, and we just thought, we're just going to do some bench and some pull-ups.
Do you charge your mates?
No, it's fine. So
what?
So he comes in.
Weights?
No, it's fine. So he comes in and like we did 10 sets of 5 bench,
You're not doing that in a gym because someone's like, how many sets you got left? Can you imagine you turn around and say 10? You're now the least popular person in that gym. That was a great workout. I mean, it was painful, but it was just great. And that's like, I feel like I can just do what I want to in here, as well as experiment, and hence why it's called the lab. I can try new exercises. I can say, what happens if I do this thing? So some of my sessions in here, I'm just doing random stuff.
I'm looking forward to seeing the videos of these things.
Yeah, there's going to be some real random stuff coming out, and people are looking like, oh, that's not optimal, or the science, the pure science-based crowd go, that's not optimal. You need to be doing this like this. Like, okay, yeah, fine. And then the other group was like, why are you even doing this exercise? Just squat, bench, and deadlift, bro. Like, because it's fun. Stop taking yourself so fucking seriously.
I think that's why we're so different. Is like you've been working out for 5, 7, 12. 30.
I worked this out the other day. It's actually quite frightening.
What?
I've been training now for 30. Hang on, no,
30.
17 years.
17.
Yeah, I started weight training when I was 14.
Well, no gap in between.
No, consistently.
This is it. So you're bored as fuck, probably. That's
this is it. Now, don't get me wrong. When I was starting at 14, it wasn't like weights. It was like your typical teenage stuff, like wanting to build your arms and chest up. So like press ups, pull ups, dumbbell curls. I didn't know what a tricep extension was at that point in time because I hadn't been in a gym. I was training. Funny enough, I come full circle in a garage, right? And then you get into it. You hit the age of 18. I start looking down. You start researching. You go down the route of strong lifts, 5x5, and you're like into the squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, barbell row. I still do all those exercises. I still do them. I mix them up. I do variations of them, but they still form the core of my exercises. I think the funny part is when I put videos up of me doing random stuff or like just fine tuning of things, people seem to think that's all I do. Like, no, the majority of my work is squat, bench, deadlift, overhead press, barbell row, aiming to get as strong as possible on those. The difference is I try and treat like the years of training I've got as like years in the bank, right? So I can afford to not bench for 6 months if I want to, and I'll come back to it and it'll just be fine. But I think everyone's just too serious about what they're doing. It's playtime. This is what this is. This is my own playground.
Yeah, no, it's nice. Like obviously, for our clients, the ones that are, especially ones that are quite new, would be like, whoa, just give me something simple.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, learn your fundamentals first.
Yeah, that's where apps are quite helpful.
Yeah,
but that's what I love about PT sessions with my clients. It's like you get to experiment with them a little bit because it's like if we're going to just do the program that I gave you, then what's the fucking point of the PT session?
My route with PT is to take people through their program, which is going to get them to where they want to be, because that's what they need to be doing most of the time. And then teach them and show them other stuff so that if they're in a commercial gym and they come in and go, oh, well, that chest press is taken, I need that chest press, what else can I do? But there's a cable for it. Okay, well, same premise, use a cable, use some dumbbells, do some press-ups.
Yeah.
Learn principles rather than individual exercises because then it becomes more, I can just play around with stuff. You know?
Well, let's wrap things up. It's going to be a short episode, only because we lost half an hour of our life.
Technical difficulties.
It was still good to catch up.
Can we have that technical difficulties with the fucking square things just before we had our unexpected break?
But I want to save some time. I want to have a little play around. Is that right? Yeah. But thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you still are, I'm hoping that it's still recording. And we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Let us know what you thought about this episode. Obviously, it's going to sound different. It's going to look different,
and it's a bit. There's a definite cut. You'll see that.
You'll see that cut.
There's probably some magic editing involved in there. But,
if there is, I'll be impressed. By my own skills. But yeah, as you said before the recording ended, if you're listening to us on Spotify, go on YouTube. Let us know.
See what you think. See what you think of the lighting. If you prefer this format compared to previous. The sound, if you like the interactions and seeing all the beards, and I did this before and I'm going to do this once again because it felt fucking weird. All of this.
He's never done that again. No. If you do that again, we're not doing this again.
Yeah, that's fair.
It's just the way your beard goes in your mouth when you do it.
Yeah, hi, here's my neck.
It's like, yes. If you're listening, you don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
Fair
again,
enough.
Another reason, go on YouTube.
Yep.
And we'll see you guys in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Bye.